New numbers from Stats NZ show the population of New Zealand is likely to reach 6 million by 2040. Here to help us understand these estimates is Paul Spoonley, Distinguished Professor Emeritus with us, population expert. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Good.
So do you, first of all, is this an over or an underestimate, do you think, by 2040, the 6 million?
It all depends upon migration, because if we get higher migration, and you might have seen the figures in the analysis, so that if we go up to 100,000 net gain per year, we get to 7 million. At the moment, they're assuming 42,000. So it all depends on the numbers of migrants coming to New Zealand.
Because 2/3 of this, whatever happens, 2/3 of it will be driven by net migration.
Net migration, and that will go up in time because fertility will go down.
True.
So natural increase, which is births over deaths, is tracking down, and the only source will be migration.
Where are all the babies coming from? Someone's got to be having babies. I mean, we're importing
Yes.
migrants here.
Yes.
Who's
Yes.
having all the babies?
Well, first of all, an increasing number of New Zealand women are choosing not to have children.
Yeah.
So it depends on if they're well educated and got a job, then we think there's probably perhaps a 20 or even 30% chance they'll choose not to have children. A lot are having one, so one and done. Mm-hmm. And last year there were more children born to women aged 40 and above than to women aged 20 and below.
Wow.
So women are having their first baby much later in life.
More babies born
to women aged 40 and above than to women aged 20 and below.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's a big shift in our population, and yes, we're one of the few countries that's growing.
So the margin for error here is quite large. I mean, the difference between 6 and 7 million within 15 years is massive.
It is huge.
So how on earth do you plan around that if you've got such wildly different potential estimates?
We don't, because we've had 2 years ago we had a spike and we had a net gain of 130,000 migrants. And now at the moment we're running at about 27,000. So we don't manage our migration flows very well. And over those next 15 years, if we could even that out, then we'd have much more certainty.
Problem is, it's not us that's stopping people coming here right now. It's just the state of the economy. You know, it's other factors. So how do you keep an even tap?
Well, you do what the Canadians do, which is have very clear policy statements, very clear targets, and you work to those targets. And the Canadians do it really well, and we don't. We tend to leave it to the market. We tend not to be very active in some areas. We don't tend to settle migrants here very well. So we do a lot to attract them and recruit them and select them, but we don't do much post-arrival, which the Canadians do a lot of. So you get hundreds of hours of free language instruction once you arrive in Canada. Well, we don't do anything like that.
Right, and then you end up with the massive issues that our teachers are telling us about in schools, where you've got English second language students and the need for hundreds of millions of dollars in teacher aids, for example. I mean, there are flow-on effects from that if it's not managed properly.
Huge. And our population growth, which has been very high at 2.8% annual growth, we're struggling, and I mean particularly in a city like Auckland where we are, struggling to keep up with that population growth. So all of that deficit, you and I travelling on the motorways, is a result of population growth not going ahead of the ability to provide services and infrastructure.
Yeah, fascinating stuff. Always great to talk to you, Professor. Appreciate your time. That's Paul Spoonley, Distinguished Professor Emeritus, and it's just gone 10 past 8. Right now, the daughter of famed